Hello, everybody. How are you doing, guys? I hope you're doing well, that your week is seamlessly and flawlessly going the way you want it to. It's been about a week. Thought I'll come back so we can have our little Bible study gist, life gist, wholesome talk, right? So today I just want to talk about relationships, how we build long lasting, principled relationships of wellness, right? It's not enough to be in a relationship and you are so unhappy. It's not enough to be in a relationship, be surrounded by people, but you cannot communicate with them, you cannot relate with them, or they cannot relate with you, right? Relationships should be wholesome. They should be reciprocal, should I say, on both ends. They should help you feed each other, basically. Um, you should be an iron that sharpens another person. The other person should likewise do the same thing. So I love 1 Corinthians chapter 13. It talks a lot about love, and I'm just going to talk a bit about verse 4 to 7. It says love is patient, love is kind. It's a fundamental thing. Patience is very important in your relationship with people, or in how you communicate with people. So I do write my key points so I don't lose track of time. So love is patient, according to First Corinthians 13, 4 to 7. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. So love should show forth patience. Love should have a characteristic of kindness. Love should not envy. Jealousy should not be mixed in with the love. And it's hard because we're human beings. We get triggered by little things. Love does not boast. It is not proud. It is not egocentric, right? And every relationship will thrive if the people involved have this selflessness, right? But if people are selfish, it's very difficult for those type of relationships to thrive, because in every single relationship you should consider the next person, right? How they feel. How do you make them feel? Um, and they should likewise consider how they make you feel. So relationships should thrive on love. They should thrive on kindness. They should thrive on consideration, ability to communicate effectively, with care, with um, just precision and understanding, trying your best to cater to another person as well as they cater to you. It shouldn't always just be about you, your ego, your boasting and things like that. So it's important to be selfless when it comes to love, because it's about servitude. Like, how do you serve the other person and how do they serve you in turn? It's a relationship across the board, familial, whether relational, one you have with your partner, your spouse, your child, a sister, a brother, a stranger. Any form of relationship should be centered on selflessness and consideration, because that really is a principle that will help you to grow in in whatever capacity of a relationship, and have it be wholesome and nice, right? And every conversation you must have in your life, in your love situations, or um, whatever circle you find yourself, they should be filled with grace. Remember, we spoke about, love is not boastful, should not tear people down, but it should be seasoned with salt. Love, sugar, sweet. Um, don't hammer people all the time. Unless they really do need correction and stuff like that. It is necessary. It's an ingredient of love to correct each other so that we walk in the right path. But we should be full of grace, in how we communicate and talk to each other. We should season each other, right? Colossians chapter 4, verse 6, it talks about let your conversations always be with grace, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how to answer everyone. It's important to know how to answer people around you. If you don't answer and communicate well with people, it can be perceived the wrong way, and secondly, it can ruin beautiful relationships. So it's important to think before we speak, to process our responses and how well we communicate and talk to people, because character building is very important for our own individualistic self and also other people. Other people will react based off of how you present yourself, how you carry yourself, how you talk to them. And yes, so it's very important to always talk with a seasoned tongue at all times, never tearing anybody down, encouraging, building people up with the best of your abilities. And in love, you should have forgiveness, the ability to forgive and reconcile. You won't always love everything about each other. You won't always be on the same footing. Like I always say, sometimes you might step on somebody without you realizing that you are, or someone might step on your toes and they really might not realize the depth of how much they are hurting you, right? But you must have a heart that can forgive. I love this song that says, I want a heart that forgives, a heart full of love, one with compassion, just like no one above, something like that, right? I just love the lyrics. It's like, I want a heart that forgives, a heart that loves everybody. Even when I'm not feeling the best of myself and someone has stepped on me, I should always have that heart that forgives, and I should have a heart that can reconcile. Obviously, when you're in your feelings, you need to be able to process, and you need to be able to know how best to, you know, process it within also as well. So it's not to say people should just step on your toes and expect you to, you know, easily just accept those differences. But as a child of God, forgive. Do not hold on to ill things. It's poison to your soul and your spirit. And be a person that can reconcile. It's difficult, it's hard, but it's actually for the best. It reserves and it builds relationships. It molds you into a better person. And yeah, a higher level of wellness is to be rooted in love, be rooted in joy, be rooted in peace, and not in confusion, chaos, or commotion. And love should be filled with trust. It's important to trust each other, be faithful in the relationships you find yourselves in. If you are not trustworthy, if you're not faithful, it's difficult for people to likewise be, truthful to you, trustful, or understand, I don't know, whatever level of truth should be there. It's difficult if the other person is not trustworthy. Truth is difficult to fester in that kind of relationship. So it's important that you are trustworthy, you are loyal. Yes, loyalty is very important. How you treat people, how you are present for people, how you walk with people will determine in turn also how they can relate with you. It's important to be trustworthy. If you're not trustworthy, it's difficult for someone to take you that seriously or to lay down everything for you, because if they know you will not do the same thing, you will not have my back, why should I die and kill myself, right? That kind of thing. But God expects us to be trustworthy, to be faithful. Proverbs 17:17 says, a friend loves at all times. A friend loves at all times. And a brother is born for a time of adversity. A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for a time of adversity. I love this because it's telling you that there will be times, for example, where things will not be rosy, things will not be peachy. So as a brother to a fellow man, or as a sister to a fellow man, you need to be present in the best way you can, not judging but loving, caring, giving the right word that can help that person through whatever season they are in. And friends, yes, they will love you at all times, the right friends, that is, and others not so much. And there is a friend sometimes that sticks closer than an actual brother, but the scripture saying friends love at all times. This is where the faithfulness, the loyalty, the trust kicks in, and a brother is born for a time of adversity. Don't take your brothers and your sisters or the people close to you for granted because they always turn up and show up for you, but you are selfish and you don't cater or be concerned about how they also feel. That is not right. So we must also be able to reciprocate the same manner that we are wishing to receive all this love, care, and attention. And loyalty and consistency is important in any relationship. It makes everybody feel secured. Um, it just shows that yes, you are for me and I'm for you. And come what may, the adversity may come, the high waters that might rise up, but you know that you're not a city without walls. It's important to have people in your life. It's important to have the right people in your life. So with that said, I hope these principles that I've spoken to you, love, kindness, honor, truth, forgiveness, reconciliation, mutual love, respect, that they can be rooted in you in every relationship you find yourself in. It's not only reserved for certain people, but if you have that as your core values, you will be able to have wholesome and beautiful relationships that are going to thrive in wellness and in wholeness. I hope this segment was life changing. You already know it, but it's just me hammering on it because I feel like we are in a life where we should live a life of wholeness, fulfillment, goodness, and just constantly remind ourselves that there is a breed of good people that we are called out to be. If you and I can rub each other in a good way and bring positivity to the earth, to the world, love all around, and the next person does the same thing, we will be able to build and to breed wholesome communities that are so enjoyable to live in. So thank you guys for being on this journey with me, gisting with me, supporting this channel. It's a pleasure as always to talk to you and to serve you. Be blessed. Cheers.